In this session, we'll be building a SaaS application using the DeepSeek-R1. Once we are done building it, we will deploy it to Vercel, so the page will be live and accessible. I will also share some tips along the way, so if you are planning to build your own SaaS application, this video might come in handy. What are we even doing? We'll create a full-stack SaaS application based on Next.js. I will use AI to help me build the backend for this, and we will set up authentication with Clerk, save data to Supabase, use Prisma ORM, and configure payments with Stripe. You can find all the code and prompts linked in the description. The prompts are in prompts file, and you can use the code for yourself and just build on top of it. Now let's check out the demo of the application, and after that I will walk you through how I build it step by step. Let's check the application. We are there on a landing page, and now we will need to sign in. We are redirected to Clerk, and we will select our user. I will use there continue with Google. There I will click on subscribe, as I don't have access to the product because I didn't pay yet. Here I will fill the test data and pay, and then I have access to the application. Here you can upload a PDF file. Then click on the Analyze Document button, and the summary will appear below. I tested with an AI-generated PDF document containing prompts, and it provided a nice summary. That will be it for the demo, and now let's see how I built this from scratch. In our IDE, we will run this command for creating a Next.js application. We will put no to source directory, yes to app router, and then we will just go with the recommended options. And to have all of these prompts I will use today saved, I will create there a new file, prompts, and first one, we will start with please create a Next.js application called PDF tool AI that will allow users to upload a PDF and provide a summarized version of its content. Below are the detailed requirements. We will start with application overview. So users should be able to upload a PDF from their PC, and the application will analyze the uploaded PDF and display a summarized version of its content. On a page, like landing page, we will provide a minimalistic introduction to the product. Then we will include some text describing the tool as a modern AI-powered PDF summarizer, something like it. Then we will add a button to navigate to the dashboard page. On the dashboard page, we will have input field where the user can select a PDF file from their PC. We'll also include a button labeled Analyze PDF that triggers the summarization process. Below the button, we'll display a summarized content after processing. We also know there that if the user is not subscribed and put there a dummy value subscribed false, we'll show a subscription button instead of the upload and analyze features. And there I also mentioned that we will use a dummy logic for subscription for now. For the design specifications, we will use a dark modern theme with dark gray background and purple accent details. Also ensure the design is minimalistic and responsive. We will use Tailwind CSS for styling. And now to the navbar component. We want to include a simple navbar with the logo and links for login and dashboard. And from the technical side, we will use Next.js as a framework. We will include comments in the code explaining the logic so you can understand it better. Then we want this to actually work and not be a dummy value for PDF analysis. And please provide a complete code structure for this application, including components, pages, and styling. So let's copy this prompt and we will give it to DeepSeek-R1 and see how it handles that. I will paste it there. I will make sure the reasoning model is checked. So we have the response there. Let's start actually pasting it into our IDE. We should install this Tailwind forms. So let's go to IDE and put it there. And yeah, I forgot the prompt. Please send me all the code again, but use TypeScript. Yeah, I should also mention there that it should be in TypeScript. So I will just tell him to fix it and he will resend me the code. Now we can start copy pasting. I will start with the configuration file in Tailwind. Then we can do a navbar. So I will create there a components folder and navbar.tsx. I will paste it there. Then a landing page. So in our app, I will put it there. Then dashboard page. So there I will create a dashboard folder, page.tsx, put it there. We don't need this login page because that will be handled by auth provider. Then we should put this into our globals.css. So I will do it. And then that should be it. So let's see what we have there. First thing is that we don't want this. Second one, he also forgot to delete this. And I think there will be the same issue. So let's just delete this JS6 element. Now we also need to import the navbar. Now we will send a second prompt to review a dashboard page and optimize it. We want to subscribe to unlock the PDF analysis features, upload a PDF file for summarization, view a summary of the PDF content, and also improve the code, ensure better performance, use best practices, enhance the styling consistency, provide the suggestions for implementing a real PDF analysis API backend, and also to not change the overall functionality or design, just refactor and enhance the code. So I will send the prompt there. And I will also try there to add, please, for the PDF analysis, use DeepSeek-R1 API that will handle this. Implement it into the code. And I will send this prompt, and let's see if DeepSeek will be able to do this on its own, or if I need to provide some of his documentation to him, and then he will build on top of it. We have the answer there, and now we can implement it. We have the dashboard. So it's again using the JS6 element, but I think we can just fix it. Let's see if I will just delete it there. Now it also needs this one. For now, we can do there use client. So it will work and we can test it. And we can continue with getting the other code. I will scroll down. There I can see Deepseek API key. I will put it into the env file. So I will create there a new file, .env, put it there. There we will paste the API key. So if you go to platform.deepseek.com and there you will top up like $2 or something. So you can make the requests. You will go into API keys and you will create there a new API key. And there you will copy the key itself and you will put it there. There we can create a new API key, just something like this. I can copy this. I will put it there into my application. I will later delete this key, so I will just now show it to you, but you should never show the key to anyone. And now back to the DeepSeek itself. Now we should create types index.ts. There we will create a new folder, types. Inside we will create index.ts. There we will put the types and we can continue. So we need to create API analyze.ts. We will copy this, but we will ask some more questions there. So I will copy paste there these three things. And I will ask him on the folder structure for the first point. Then I will ask for the folder structure on the second and third. I will send this request. We will wait. And it provided me a folder structure. So this is actually pretty handy. We will create the API and analyze and put there into the route.ts the code. We will create there API, analyze, and inside to analyze we will create the route.ts. We will put there the code. Then I will continue there. I will ignore these two messages because he will send them to me again. There's the folder structure, so we will need to have a library folder with utils types. We already have it, but we will just rename it. So I will rename it to api.d.ts. I also will create middleware.ts and the lib folder with middlewares and utils. So lib folder, middlewares, and also utils. Then I will create a rate limiter.ts, API handler, and validate request. Now also in this lib folder, I will create error.ts. And I can move to copy pasting the code. So for the analyze route.ts, I will paste this code. For errors.ts, I will paste this one. Rate limiter there. There we have validate requests. There middleware. There the types. And that's it. We will also install these plugins. So there we will run this command. I think we should also install OpenAI. There we just need to import the next response. In rate limiter, we need to import the cache and the API error from errors. And there this request should be as next request, and we need to import next request, and that will be it. Now I would say we can try to run this and see if it works somehow or not. And it looks that it somehow works. So we have it there. The UI is not the best, but if it will at least work somehow, I'm okay with it. I will choose a PDF to import, and after I will click Analyze PDF, it should analyze what is the content of the PDF. There is the PDF, and I will click on Analyze PDF, and let's see. We got failed to fetch, so we will check where is the error. I will open the terminal there, but there is no errors. Now I will inspect where is the error, so we will take this and we will go to DeepSeek. Hey, I tried to analyze the PDF and I got this error. And let's see what he will figure out. Now we got the response, so I will copy paste it, copy from there. This should be for the route. And it's fine. Now the next content. And we need to modify the frontend call. I will take this frontend call and I will actually need to implement it there on the frontend. So let me just do it. That means we need to take this. Now it should be fine. So we will now go to our page. We can refresh and let's see if now it will work. It's processing. Looks like it failed somewhere, so let's see. Maybe it's not displayed, so I will prompt that the output is nowhere displayed, and in console nothing is logged. I will send it to DeepSeek and let's again see what will be the result. We got some enhanced solution, so I will take this to route.ts. I will go there, paste it there, and this one will be for dashboard page. I will take this handle analyze function, just paste it instead of the current handle analyze function, and I will click on analyze PDF. And we got an error, so API error not found. So now with the error, and it also told me that it's not sure about the endpoint, I click there on the search, also on web. I pasted there the error, and for the answer, I received what I should exactly do. So I just copy paste this, told him in next prompt, based on this context, what you just sent, please provide me with a fixed code and I will implement it. So I will start with the route. Then on the page. Then I also need to create PDF utils. Install this plugin, and that will be it. I just needed to update the route, and now it should be fine. We will try to analyze the PDF, and now we need to wait a bit. And there is the summary from the PDF. I will just put there a prompt. Can you please format the summary so it's nicely readable, has a modern design, so when my user receives the summary, yeah, he can read it nicely. There I receive the code, and this is the code for the summary with also the function. Let's just copy it. We will now go to our summary in our code, which is on the dashboard page. We will put it there, and we need to cut this function and put it above the return. So I will cut it. Now I will put it there below the last function. It's this one. So yeah, it should be below there. Now I will save it, and you can see we have it nicely formatted with these two, I would say, small icons. No, just kidding. Let's just remove these two SVGs and it should be fine. So there's the first one. We can just remove it. And there is the second one. And that will be it. There we have the summary from the PDF. If you are curious which PDF I sent there, and now it's time for the third prompt. I will put there, please now help me implement DB, ORM and Stripe for payments. For authentication, we will implement Clerk authentication with sign-in and sign-up pages. We will add middleware for protected routes, set up user profile management, and also implement webhook handling for user events. For database and ORM, implement Prisma ORM with model. I mentioned later in this message, because on the bottom we have the user and subscription model we want to stick with. Then for the payment integration with Stripe, set up Stripe subscription system with yearly pricing plans, payment processing, webhook handling for subscription events, and user subscription status tracking. For this, we will also mention that after payment, where user will get from the subscribe button we have there, but currently it has a dummy functionality, we want user to be redirected to Stripe. Then we have there the Prisma database model. I will also mention to not change it, and I will put there the model for user and subscription. Now I will take this prompt and I will put it to DeepSeek. I will check also search on web. We'll put there also, please provide me with a code and also with a folder structure, so it's clear where the code belongs. And there we receive the answer, and we have there the structure exactly as we mentioned it. We have there the code, and to be honest, it looks very promising. There is a sign-in sign-up page exactly like is in documentation for Clerk. There is the Stripe integration that also looks very promising. And there is the webhook for Stripe. So far the structure looks really good. And we have there the subscription check on dashboard. We have there prepared the environment variables for the Clerk and so on. And let's try it. Let's now put it into code and see if it will work or not. Let's go step by step. First, we will execute this command. Let's open a terminal there in our application, in our IDE. Then I will prepare a second one. Then there is the folder structure, so I need to create a folder. There I will put sign in and sign up, and into it the page.tsx. Let's do it. I will also copy this and I will go there. In root folder or in app folder, I will create auth in parentheses. This means that if you will want to get to sign in or sign up page, you don't need to do /auth/sign-in. When it's in parentheses, it's ignored. So it will be just /sign-in. There I will inside create a new folder. I will put there the thing I copied, but just without page.tsx. I will create it also for sign up. Inside I will create page.tsx there and there. Now I'll put this code in middleware.ts. I will paste it there. This import with the middleware I will put on top, and this we can put there. Now also the thing is that auth middleware is now not being used by Clerk. So instead, again, it will be some error we would run into, and if we would ask AI, he would probably give us the answer, but he needs to now work with not auth middleware, but Clerk middleware. And yeah, just do it like this. Also, we don't need to put there the public route or to specify it. We will just export it like this. Now let's continue. We should put this on the layout. So I'll copy it, and there in our layout on our app, which we can find there. We will paste it and we will just check what we need to add. So basically there's everything. We just need to put there the import on the top. And as you can see, we are also missing the Clerk provider tags. So let's put it there. It should wrap the HTML and below, and delete this. Now it will be fine. Then we will continue. There are the pages for sign in and sign up. So this is sign in and this is sign up. So Prisma schema.prisma, that means we will in the root folder create a new one, Prisma, and inside we will create a new file, schema.prisma. There we will paste the model. Now we need to create in a lib folder prisma.ts. Let's go there. Sometimes this file, which we are creating as prisma.ts, is also named as db.ts. What we are basically doing is we are initializing there the Prisma, so we don't need to do it over and over again. Now the stripe.ts in our lib folder. So let's continue, stripe.ts. Now there's issue with the API version, but this is again something we need to update by ourselves to the latest API version we should use for Stripe. Then we need to create an API Stripe folder and put there route.ts. So let's go to API, create a Stripe folder, create route.ts, put it there. Then in webhooks, we will create a route.ts. Then we will update the dashboard page with this. So let's see what we need to add. These imports. Then this above the return. And then this conditional rendering. So I can now delete this code and put it there. And we will take this content, cut it, and we will ask for a Stripe button generation. Think like this. Then we will prompt that we want to generate a code for Stripe button. We had previously there this, but it was based on the dummy value. You can maybe create a function, handle subscribe, that basically was the dummy value itself. He just sent us everything. So we will create this in components. Let's do it as he is. Let's create it there, Stripe button.ts6. What I would do, but I won't do it as I want to do it as DeepSeek is telling me, I would create there a folder underscore components, and I would put there related components to the dashboard. But let's not do it now. So I will do there a Stripe button. I will put there the import. Is it imported? Yes, it is. Now for the auth, we will need to add there /server. Now we will put there this API version for Stripe in our stripe.ts file. There, let's first push the Prisma, and then we fix these two more errors we have there. So we have there the Prisma file, and we need to push this to our Supabase, and there we will be storing our data. What we need to do in our .env file, we need to put there all the environment variables. We can also take them from there, so we know the exact variables we should be looking for. That means we need to get it from Clerk, Supabase, and Stripe. Now I'll show you how you can do it. Now we will integrate user management with Clerk, and you will sign in, then go to this dashboard. There in our applications, we will click on create application. For application name, I will select SaaS tutorial, and next to email, I will have there also login with Google. I will click on create application, and now I have there a guide how to do this with Next.js. We have there environment variables. Let's click on copy, and now we will paste it there. Then we can also see the example of the implementation for this sign in, sign out, but we will from this take only the Clerk provider and put it into our root layout, and these buttons we will put the navigation bar. If you wanna continue the guide, you will click there on continue to Next.js guide, and there is the documentation of the things. We will go to Supabase, and there we will sign up or log in if you already have an account, or also you can basically use continue with GitHub. There you will click on create a new project. We will choose organization. There we will select project name. There we will generate a password and we will click on copy. Save this password somewhere, we will use it in a while. Select there your region and then we will click on create new project. Now in Supabase, in project settings, and there in database, we can get this connection string. We will click on copy, and we will go to our environment variables, and we will paste it there. Now there, into your password, you will paste your password that you got from Supabase. That will look like this, but of course this is your password. And then take this whole string and put it into this database URL. Now we will go on documentation called Supabase with Prisma, and there we can also see some next steps we need to do to connect this with Prisma. There you will find these two strings. The first one will be for the database URL. Basically it's the same we have. The only thing added there is after database name is this question mark with PG bouncer. Let's take it and paste it there. For the database URL, then your string will look like before, but with added question mark and PG bouncer. And there we will create a new environment variable that will be called direct URL. Take this string, put it there. Now we will delete this up to this database name, which is Postgres, and we will change this port to 5432. Now we will save it. Now I will just put there the real password from the Supabase. If you forgot it, I will show you how you can get it. There in database, you will click on reset the database password, generate password, reset it before just copy it if you want a new one, and then you will put it there onto this place. Now what we will do is that we will put there in the terminal npx prisma migrate dev. We will hit enter. There we will put some name for the migration and wait for a bit. We can also do this with npx prisma db push. npx prisma db push is when you want to quickly push some changes to your database. It doesn't track them. And npx prisma migrate dev will track the changes. When we will add there some fields or some module, we will have it tracked down. You can also see it there in Prisma migrations. There it is. And there in table editor, you can now see subscription table, user, and you can see there all the fields. We will open documentation of Clerk and we will go there to synchronize Clerk data to your application with webhooks. First step is to set up ngrok.
This will help us expose our local server to the internet. What we need to do is just download ngrok, and after you download it, you will open the ngrok.exe file, which will open a terminal for you. And before downloading it, you need to log in on this ngrok.com, create an account there, and then you will download it and open the ngrok.exe file, which looks like this. And in this terminal we will paste this, but it won't be 80, it will be 3000, as this is our localhost. Now we can see it's forwarding it like this. If we will go into our ngrok and hit their tunnels, we can see it displayed there. For the next step, we already have these environment variables. Only thing we will take is this webhook secret. Let's copy it and put it into our env file. There in environment variables, I will put it like this and save it. In step 2, you can see that we need to update this Clerk dashboard with our endpoint we got from ngrok. There, we will, in our Clerk, we will go there into webhooks. There we will click on add endpoint, and there what we will do, we will paste this URL from the ngrok. We will paste it there, and after we will do API webhooks Clerk. And this is the endpoint URL we should use there. And what we want to subscribe to is a user creation. We can put there user.create, and also we can leave there selected, updated, deleted, and so on. Let's click on create, click on assigning secret, and copy it from there. And we will put it on this place to our webhook secret.
Now we will set up a Stripe. First you will log in or sign up to Stripe, and then in Stripe you will create a new product, and there in the new product we will go into developers. There we will go into API keys, and there we will take the publishable key. Then we will go to our IDE, paste it there, and we will go back for the secret key. We will click on reveal and then click again, so we will get it to clipboard. And we will paste it into our .env file, so into our environment variables. I have there the publishable key and the secret key. I will put a name for these environment variables. As this will be a public one, I will put there next public and then Stripe publishable key. And for the secret one, I will put Stripe secret key. Then we will go back to Stripe page. There we will go to product catalog. And you can see I already have there 2 products, but I will create a new one with you. So let's click there on add product.
I will put there a name of SaaS product. I will set there a price, recurring, and $19.99 US. It won't be monthly. I will set it as yearly, and there I will click on add product. Now I will click on it. That will get me there. From there, if you will click, you can copy price ID, and then you can save this in your environment variables. You can see it like this. I put it there. And last environment variable we will need from Stripe is the Stripe webhook secret. So let's prepare it there. This is not the secret you should put in. For the secret, you will get this actually generated from the terminal. So what we need to do now, we will go there on webhooks. We will click on test in local environment, and there we will get a guide what we need to do in order to set up the Stripe for webhooks. So first we will need to download the client. There you will select your system. For me it's Windows. There I will download this zip file from GitHub. You will unzip it, then you will open the folder, then you will open an environment variables in your computer, and you will add a path to this .exe file there. You will open your terminal, you will write Stripe there, and you will get this information. That's how you will know you successfully installed the client. There we will go back to this page. Then we will put there this first command, Stripe login. We will copy the URL.
Open it there. There we will see the word. We will click on allow access and access granted. Now if we go back to that page, we will see there completed. Then we will copy this command and we will open there a new terminal.
Now we will paste this to forward events to our webhooks. What we need to do is that we will change it to our localhost. Also we will put there API, webhooks, Stripe. We will hit enter. With this we will get the Stripe webhook secret. We will paste it and put it there. Open our terminal and there if we will do Stripe trigger payment intent succeeded. There you can see we are getting to 200 status response.
Your .NET file with all the environment variables should look like this. We added 3 new environment variables, and it's this next public Clerk sign-in URL and sign-up URL, where you will just do /signin and /signup. Basically, you will just copy-paste these 2 lines. For webhook secret, this is the webhook secret from Clerk, and you will put it there, and that's it. After you have all these environment variables, you are all set, and that's it. And last one, what you will add there is next public app URL localhost 3000. Now we will run the command npx prisma generate to generate the schema. We will do npx prisma db push. This should push the schema into our Supabase. And before we do it, we need to add there also one additional thing. Below this URL, we'll add direct URL to have the direct connection to our Supabase. So now after we have this and save it, we can do npx prisma db push. We'll run the command and this should push our Prisma model into our Supabase database. That means now if we will go into our Supabase, we have there user and subscription model, which is awesome. Now we can continue with the testing. For the fix, we will need to make a new prompt. So there I will go to my prompts that I'm putting there just because I want to share them with you. Otherwise, you can directly, of course, prompt the DeepSeek. I'm just noting them there so you will be able to use the same prompts as I used. I will put there prompt 4 and I will now create it. Please send me the user implementation in API and then the code with the folder structure where I should implement it. To check his subscriptions, consider schema.prisma and still don't change it. Then I need to do check for his subscription on the dashboard page. So let's take this and let's prompt. There is the response. Let's go and try this. API user route TS. Let's put it there. API user and route TS. There's the code. Now we should also add this to type definitions. So that is there. Types user.ts. Then add this to our dashboard page. So let's copy this. Let's go to our dashboard page. Let's put it there. There we will take this use effect and we will put it there. And these imports. Then we will take this user subscription, but now let's put there the imports. Also this we should put there. This is duplicated so we can delete it, and navbar we already have. Use effect we will add there. And now that should be fine. Later we will also delete the unused code. And now we should also check for the, and now for this user data subscription, we can take this and we will put it there. So there below we can also add the stray button, and then we'll put it like this, save it, and should be fine. There is some error, let's just quickly find it. This is no longer needed as we are using different approach, so we will delete it. Subscription.ts, we will take it in a lib folder. We will create a new file, subscription.ts, put it there. Now you can see we have two errors when getting this user ID, and how to fix this simply. Auth returns a promise, so in order to make this work, we need to await it. We'll put there await, then we are missing it also there, so we'll just await it and it should fix our errors. Now everything should be working, so let's do npm run dev once again. And we have there error, and that's because I made a mistake there. We need to create also a folder sign in and sign up. Then we will put sign in into the sign in and sign up into the sign up. Now it will work. So we'll do npm run dev. So we are there. This is the landing page. We will click on get started. Before we start, we will take our navbar, copy it, go to DeepSeek. There we will paste it, and we'll make another prompt. Please adjust this navbar. And we want to adjust the navbar to proper Clerk implementation using the Clerk text and everything. So I will again check the search so it can get some documentation from the internet. Then I will send the prompt, and I will be expecting a navbar component returned with the proper text and everything. And there is our navbar. Now I can copy it and put it there. I see the text. I think this should work. We will now create a prompt, and we will also mention that we want this to according to documentation of Stripe or Clerk for the webhooks. And yeah, let's start writing the prompt. I will put it there. It will be prompt number 5. And now I will create it. And it will be a really simple one. Please send me the webhooks for Clerk and Stripe according to the documentation and my database schema with TypeScript. So now we will send there the prompt. And there is the answer. Then we should have Clerk in webhooks. And I think it's a bit different folder structure that we have there. So there in webhooks, let's create a new folder, Clerk, and there route.ts, we will put it there. Then a Stripe one, so this basically, we can move the one from there. We will put there the code. Then we have there the environment variables, the structure, how it should look like, and that should be it. This one for Stripe is already there. So we can just delete this one, and we will have there just webhooks, Clerk, and Stripe. One small fix. There should be again wait, so we will just put it there. And also add as string. And for Clerk, let's install this plugin. So let's open their terminal and do npm i swix. And also we will await there. And if you are wondering where to get the Clerk documentation, you can go on this page, clerk.com, documents, webhooks, synchronized data. So there you can also find the documentation and provide it to DeepSeek. Now to test this, we need two things. First one is open ngrok.exe that you downloaded and installed. And there we will do ngrok http 3000. If you are running on localhost 3001, for example, you will need to do ngrok http 3001. There I will take this URL. There you will go into configure. There you will scroll down, go to webhooks. We will add a new endpoint. I will paste there the URL from ngrok and do /API webhooks Clerk. There I will check user and all these events. Click on create, and I will get this signing secret. So I will just display it, and then I will copy it And I will put it into our environment variables like this. I will also in terminal paste this command, stripe listen forward to localhost 3000 API webhooks stripe. Before you need to do the stripe login as we did previously to log into the stripe. After there it's checked. Every time you will want to test your application, you need to do just this, stripe listen forward to localhost 3000 API webhooks stripe. This needs to be the correct path. If there is, for example, webhooks x6, then you need to have there API webhooks x6 stripe. But we have the correct naming, so it's fine like this. Now we are all set, so we can test it. If you want to test the user that you already have in your Clerk, just delete the user from your Clerk, otherwise it won't work. The user you want to test this with cannot be in the Clerk previously. It needs to be there just after you will sign up with him now, because otherwise the user will get duplicated, it won't be created in your Supabase and this won't work. Now I'm logged in, I will check Supabase, I can see there my user, which is awesome. Now we all fixed one thing there, we don't need this function and this is subscribed because we will just check there if a user is subscribed. So there we'll create a new variable is subscribed. We will check the subscription status. In case it's active, this will act as true. In case not, this will act as false. And there we'll also do an update. This we can now delete and leave it just like this. And what we will do is that we will go above this return and there we will put a small check. If is subscribed is false, we will return you are not subscribed with the stripe button. We can now see there that we are not subscribed, and to unlock the premium features, we can subscribe there. Now we need to check the stripe button. So let's go to the prompt and there in the prompt, I will create a new one. Please create a stripe button according to stripe documentation so I can create a payment. Now we will take this prompt and put it into DeepSeek. Now he will start with the button creation. There we have it, almost. So this, what he sent is the create checkout session and then the stripe checkout button. I think he means that we should put it there. So we will go there next to the stripe button, create there a stripe checkout session.ts, put the code there. Again, this needs to be awaited. Then the functionality for the button itself, we will copy from this one. We will copy and paste it there. We need to adjust this, how we created it. So stripe checkout session, I put there a wrong name. And there we are missing a component from ShedCN. How you can get components from ShedCN? It's super easy, just do npx ShedCN at latest at button. Hit enter and it will automatically download the component from the ShedCN library. There we will just do the recommended things. And that's it. And this is getting us to next prompt, and it will be prompt 7. This one will be for a stripe checkout session.ts. I wanted to keep a simple functionality of create subscription because it's coming with a bit more things than needed and it's causing errors. I've also mentioned that I wanted according to stripe documentation, and for button, just keep the simple functionality calling this create subscription. So I will copy this. Then we are here with the stripe button and with the stripe checkout session. So basically in the stripe checkout session, you will have just one function, create subscription. And that will look like this. I will of course also put this to GitHub, and you can find the code in the description so you can take this and build on top of it. You can see there I'm using this stripe yearly price ID, which we set in our environment variables. And in the stripe button, I'm just calling this create subscription. So now let's go and test this. There, after getting to dashboard, I will click on subscribe now. It will redirect me. There I will fill in the information. For Stripe, you are testing with 4242. Card number, then pay and subscribe. then we are redirected to a page that doesn't exist because we need page payment success or payment cancelled page. I can provide you these two pages. I will put them there so you can take them from Git. I think they are also in the Stripe documentation. So now if we are going to the page, we can see that we have access to the application. We will also go to Supabase. There we will refresh and we can see there our subscription, so it's working. Our user now has active subscription. Let's try to upload some PDF. Now we'll click Analyze. And we have there the analyzed PDF. So this is our SaaS application that is analyzing PDFs, but that is the easier part. The hardest part is to set up the backend and everything, to make some progress with talking to AI and let him help you with this backend setting and so on without getting into too much rabbit holes of, for example, Stripe webhook setting or so on. And now we will do some additional steps that you don't even need to do. You can just do this on your own, but I will also show you how to make this UI better with Cursor, where I will be using Cloud 3.5. And yeah, this should be just fast UI. And I will also put this in prompts below user interface, and there I will put a prompt. And for the prompts, I will be putting like design a modern UI with clean lines, open spaces, and intuitive navigation, featuring dark background, nice color details, and please don't change the functionality, just the UI. So I will copy this, and now I will go page by page. And there I will first head to the landing page, or actually first to the dashboard page. I will do Ctrl+K, paste there this prompt, hit enter, and let's see what it does. And now this is looking much better. We will continue to the navigation bar. So there again, Ctrl+K, put there this prompt and hit enter. Now we will go to the landing page, and there we will do the same thing. It added also some additional content, which is great. Now this looks good, I like it. And I think that's basically it. We'll hit get started. We need to subscribe. It checked our subscription. Now we are in, we will choose the file. We have the file there. We will click Analyze Document. It will be loading. And there we are. So that was it. You can find all the code, all the prompts in the GitHub repo that is below in the description. And now we will deploy this. First, what we will do, we will check if we have there some unused code. So let's just go from page. There is nothing. There we don't need this. And this. Just double check that we are using all the imports, otherwise it will fail the build. I think there is fine. Now we will check the button and the checkout. Now the Stripe route, also with the Clerk. Next response is not being used. Now the route there, analyze there. We don't need this API key. And there it looks like everything is fine. Rate limiter, API handler is empty. Let's just delete it. I'm not sure why DeepSeek created it if it's empty, but okay. There we have everything. Looks like all the code is being used, so it should work. Utils, and there everything is fine. We will create file called Vercel.json, and we will put there this code. Then in a next.config.js, and if you have any other next config files, delete them. We will put this content. Then in a package.json, there in script, you will put this content for these commands. And then you will execute in terminal commands in this order. First this, then this one, then you will do npm install, and then you will run npm run build. And it should run the build successfully. So now you should be ready, and we can deploy this code to our GitHub, and then via Vercel, we will make it live. What I will do is do ctrl plus shift plus P, publish to GitHub. I can do there a private or public repository. As this repository will be there for you, I will put it public and then share the project. Now there you will stage all changes. You will put there the first commit, click on commit and publish branch. Now we have it there on GitHub. And what is also super important is to check that in gitignore, yeah, I know I'm doing this late, but it should be there defaultly now. We have there the .env file, because otherwise we will expose all our secret keys and anybody would be able to see them and take them. And yeah, of course, we don't want it because these are secret keys and these are giving access to our database of provider and so on. So make sure it's not there and make sure .env file is never deployed there. Now we will go to vercel.com. Now I will add a new project. I will add my project DeepSeek-R1 project 1, which I just published on my GitHub. And there I can set all the environment variables. How this will look like. If you will go into your .env file and you have there webhook secret, you will put there the name of the environment variable and there you will put the value. So something like this. And then you will do this for all your environment variables. So for example, Clerk, I now don't remember the name, but yeah, you probably know what I mean. Clerk, and paste it there. Then you will have the Stripe one. And you need to put there the names that you have in your environment variable file. So put there the proper names and the proper values. And then after you will be done, hit deploy. Or you can do it also in a different way. You can paste the .env file above and it should load all the values. Let's now try it. So we will hit deploy there. It will fail because we don't have the .env file there. We will click go to project. There we will click on settings, environment variables. And there is the button. I will put there just some value, click on add another, click on import .env file. You need to locate the .env file and then after you will edit, it will load all the environment variables there and you don't need to write it one by one. I will hit save there. I can delete this XX value because of course I won't be using it. And now I can go to deployments, go on this one, for example, hit redeploy. Now we failed on some Webpack configuration, so we will add this to next.config.js file. Then we will save it. We will go to source, stage it there, put a commit message and commit it. I already did it. And after it will get repo, the deployment will run once again and it will be successful. Now if I will click the link, I will get to my page. And if I want this to be working, I need to take this URL. I need to go to Clerk and there I need to change the endpoint for our webhook that we put there from the ngrok to our URL from Vercel. So I will put it there and it should look like this. This is the link to our page and there is /API webhooks Clerk. Now I will save it, double check that the webhook secret is the correct one that we uploaded to Vercel, and that should be it. And this is how you will deploy this to Vercel, make it live, and that will be it.